If everything you gave wasn't enough, offer your absence. Salt isn't on the menu, but when it's missing, everything tastes wrong. You were that salt, not loud, not demanding, not trying to be the center of anything. Just there. Consistent, reliable, present in ways that didn't ask for recognition. And that's exactly why they stopped noticing you. Because presence, when it doesn't leave, starts to feel like a guarantee. And what feels guaranteed loses its value. So you gave more attention, more patience, more understanding. You adjusted yourself to fit their comfort. You softened your edges so they wouldn't feel your weight. And somewhere in that process, you stopped asking if you were being seen at all. Because giving felt easier than facing the silence that came back. But something strange happens when you become constant. You stop being experienced and start being expected. You are no longer chosen. You are assumed, and assumptions are the quietest form of erasure. So you kept showing up, even when it felt one-sided, even when the energy shifted, even when you could feel that something wasn't being returned. Not because you didn't see it, but because you hoped it would change. That one day, they would look at you and finally understand what you had been all along. But understanding rarely comes from presence. It comes from absence. From the moment something is no longer there to be taken for granted. So one day, you stop. Not dramatically, not loudly. You don't announce it. You don't explain it. You just become quiet. You remove your energy from places that never held it properly. And at first, nothing happens. Because they were used to you. Used to your consistency, used to your patience, used to your silence. But then, something shifts. The space you filled becomes visible. Conversations feel different, moments feel emptier, something small starts to feel off. Like a taste that's slightly wrong but hard to name. And that's when it begins. They start to feel what you were, not through memory, but through absence. Because absence has a way of revealing what presence was hiding. It forces awareness where comfort once lived. But here's the part no one talks about. By the time they finally understand, you're no longer there in the same way. Something in you has already shifted. Because leaving isn't just about distance, it's about detachment. It's about realizing that being needed is not the same as being valued. And that giving more doesn't create vision in someone who refuses to see. So when they finally look, really look, they're not seeing you. They're feeling the space you used to hold. And space cannot be held the same way twice. Because once something has to be felt through loss, it's already too late to experience it fully. That's the cost of not noticing what was always there. You were never invisible. You were just too consistent to be appreciated in real time. And now, all that's left is the absence that speaks louder than you ever did.